Okay, welcome to 5D All Day. I'm Danielle Kane. I am your host, and I'm here with two awesome individuals, both Mikes, right? Michael, Mike,
Both
Yeah.
and
Mike, Mike and Mike.
um,
Oh, I
also
have my actual name up there.
you have your name up there.
And mine, for some reason, just shows
Damn
up
it.
as my first initial and part of my last name for Zoom. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but it does.
And yeah, I love it. It's okay. And
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for being here, and we'll see if anyone jumps in and joins the conversation. We already kind of got started and hot and heavy, and I love it because these are the types of conversations that I think help us get through wherever you are on your journey. It could be that you feel like you're just living life. Maybe you're just currently awakening up to something. Maybe you've always been awakened. I just find myself currently, just very interested in observing what's happening and kind of trying to decipher what that means to me in my own little landscape of my life. So, glad we can have these conversations and thanks for coming today, guys.
Thanks.
Yes, yes. So, we were talking just briefly a little bit about uh,
Taboo stuff. We can't talk about
taboo.
that stuff. Yeah.
We can't
You'd
talk
be
about it.
you'd be censored on YouTube.
Well, maybe we can use some inside language of yeah, because you can really get in trouble for the one thing that I was talking about. Because we live on a
Hi,
globe that
Stacy.
circles around and around really
Hi.
fast on its axis, and feel it, right? We feel that energy.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about the toroidal stuff. I'm talking about the other stuff we're talking
Well,
about.
I'm not even talking about toroidal stuff. I'm talking about
Yeah.
spinning really fast around this place. That's what we do. But I'm starting
Spinning around. What do you
spinning
mean?
around really fast, like
I'm
upside
thinking of
down.
a song. I'm thinking of a song from the 80s here, you know.
But to what you're saying, to what you were saying with toroidal, well, the sun is one as well. So I feel like,
Yes.
and who knows, it could be a big bubble at the end of the day.
Yeah. So we're like we're all just reflections of the universe. So basically what you see in the universe is us. And you just think
Yeah.
our bodies, we're just like a universe to our bodies. So each cell's like, you know, it could be just a planet.
Yeah.
From the
Yeah.
perspective, we're just reflections. We're just
Absolutely.
a fractal of the universe. So what's happening in us is also happening in the universe. That's why you have toroidal fields there and toroidal fields here. And
Hmm.
uh, to like Mike and I and probably Stacy, these things and for yourself, these things are probably common knowledge to us, but how many people out there know that? Like
I
that
don't,
we're toroidal fields and the Earth is a toroidal field and our
they might not even know
our
what that toroidal field means.
yeah, so like our heart has a toroidal field and you can see it when you have auras. And then it's sort of like the energy goes through the heart and around like that, right? There's two spinning vortexes going through, and that's a toroidal field, and it goes in like that and
Okay.
out and back and around. It's like a donut. That's a toroidal field,
Yeah.
right? That's what gives you. So if you think a toroidal field, that's what it is. It's like a donut.
Yeah.
So
Well,
so
thank you for sharing that.
Homer eats lots of toroidal fields.
He
So
does. So we were just talking about The Simpsons a little bit and how they seem to predict
that's
this
right.
reality.
So I'm
So maybe
segueing
that's the
into that.
Bible,
We're saying, is the Simpsons guy channeling something? Like, what's going on here? He seems to know the future about everything. So weird.
right? He does. It's very interesting. And I don't even watch it, but I'll see clips of it and I'm like, oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Well,
So maybe the Homer eating the donuts is actually symbolic of toroidal fields.
yeah. Yes. Well,
Maybe.
I appreciate it. And I think this is a great group because I do like a challenge. I like to challenge my ability to think. And like you said, like I have literally broken every attachment. Not that all of them are gone, but I've gone and done massive uh, detaching. So for me, it's not difficult to hear what someone has to say and settle with it to see if it's something that I can grasp. So I appreciate hearing from a collective group of like conversation.
Society conditions you that you don't want to disconnect with that attachment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then when you do detach, you have a sense of freedom.
Absolutely. Well, you can see
Yeah.
things completely different,
Yeah. And you said, wow, that's really different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
It's
let's go
actually
do a quick
right.
introduction. I know we jumped right into some stuff
Yeah.
that 'cause I was really into it. So, I'm going to ask each of you guys to just do a quick little intro how you came to Spirit Calling
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
anything that
yeah,
comes to mind. It doesn't have to be long. You just say, hey, I
yeah.
found it through an island.
Yeah, we'll
Like,
refresh you. We're all so familiar with each other as well from
yes.
just every week, which
You
is
guys
amazing.
talk all the time. So this is for more anyone who's
Yeah, who
watching
comes
this.
on or watches it later. Yeah.
Yes, who watches it later, who might be drawn. I mean, one of the reasons why I had these conversations was for people that are looking for a place like this, where a place where they can openly have conversations. And Mandy Martinez, thank you. She's also watching from YouTube, so that's great. Thank you. So let's quickly do that. So let's start
Okay.
with Michael.
Which Michael?
You.
Oh, okay, me.
I'll call you Michael, and
Uh,
I'm going to call him Mike. Is that okay? Does that work?
yeah, okay. Well, a weird synopsis here. Since I started rebelling when I was 5 years old. Okay, so and I saw spirits and stuff when I was a kid and a teenager. Then I suppressed it. My wife passed away in 23, and then I was looking for a community, and somehow my wife communicated with Pamela. She never heard of the place where I'm from, and I joined Spirit Calling a week after she got a prediction that I would join Spirit Calling. This is August of 23. So, and there's been lots of coordinations and synchronicity since then. So I've been doing this rabbit hole going into spirituality since basically 21. And like I was talking to Mike before, I was, dipped into Gaia, into previous lives, near-death experiences. Then I went into astrology, numerology, gene keys,
Mhm.
galactic astrology. I had synchronicity of 333 for 3 years straight, and then last year was like connections to Egypt, Knights Templar. And like every year, it seems to be a different rabbit hole and it seems to you sort of go into the quicksand of spirituality. Once you're into it, you can never get out of it.
You can't unsee it too. It's like
No,
once
it's like,
you see
help, help, too late.
too late. I saw this one woman who just recently awoken and like one of my telegram messages, and she's like, I don't know how you guys have done this, who've been awakened for years and not
Yeah,
known the atrocities that are going on and how everything's not the truth and what is the truth. And I was like, wow, like there are people that need this because they're going to start to see like everything we talked about, their
yeah.
beliefs just get completely
Meanwhile, we're in the side guys is yawning. Yeah, we know this.
we know this
We
already.
don't, but
Welcome. And it
but we
keeps
don't want to be
going.
smug. We have to be um
Loving and supportive and
well, we don't want to be
Anchors. We have to be
anchors,
Humble.
anchors.
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 Exactly.
Exactly, Stacy.
Yes.
Exactly.
Understand.
Anyway, on to the next person.
Yes. All right, Stacy, go ahead. You're next.
Okay, so yeah, I've been down this spiritual rabbit hole as well for a good portion of my life. I was always the kid looking up in the sky, laying on the grass, and I just always knew there was more. Um, I don't know that I saw things as a child, but it's funny because I think it's more of a last 5 years kind of thing that it's really grown. But at
Mhm.
the end of the day, the funniest thing was I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's who I met. We lived in London for a few years, like 20 some odd years ago. And I'm talking to this friend, and she's like, "You've always been like this." Like I know her for 25 years, so I've always sort of been looking outside of what seems normal. I think my family thinks I'm a little out there, so I try to keep this to myself. And I talk to my soul family. But
Yeah.
in 2020, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was my second cancer. Sorry if you hear my dog. My husband's at the door.
No, good.
Um, so I was diagnosed with COVID with breast cancer, and I feel like it was a really hard year. My father passed away at the same time I was going through chemo, and then I feel like it got really deeper then. I feel like sometimes when you have like something huge that's traumatic in your life, like it just can sort of be that catalyst for the next
Mhm.
phase. And so it sort of sent me into that. And then I got really into like Alex Ferrari and all of these people. And then like Michael says, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And then you're just grasping for more and more and more information.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Was on a call yesterday where now at this point, it's less about going down that rabbit hole for, I guess, for us who have been doing it for a while and more about embodying right now
Hmm.
and anchoring, which I think is really cool. But a year ago, or a little over a year ago, I saw Pamela on Alex Ferrari and I just connected with her energy and really liked her. And I also, just a year ago today, believe it or not, I started going through like a nightmare. I had migraines, and I've had headaches, and they got worse after the chemo, but I have to say, I was just waking up with them every night. I woke up in the middle of the night on January 23rd last year. I remember it. And I went into a full panic attack. And for 6 weeks, I was like not myself. And I look at it, and Mike and Michael have heard this probably, but definitely Michael. But I really do feel it was a dark night of the soul for me. I was detached from myself. I've never, I've talked to therapists, and they're like, well, you're really depressed. I'm like, no, I've been depressed. I've had chronic health issues for years. This was really different. This was like, I couldn't be alone. I couldn't drive. And I'm a very independent person. And this group and Pamela really, really helped me a lot. And I'm much better today, but I look at it and I am certain that that is what I would call it. It was just a real interesting period that I never want to do again that
Oh,
way.
yeah.
I have to
Mhm.
say, 2025 was rough also. My mother passed away in August. I've always been, in addition, a synchronicity signs person. I've always seen numbers since my dad died, just tons of signs. Like there's just way too many for anything to be a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. So I'm super open, and I'm in a good place after my mother passed. My sister and I were her caregivers. She was amazing. I had great parents. I always say I picked well from the other side, my sister and I. Was very fortunate, and it's been a huge gap, but I've had more time, and I had a calling to do my Reiki 1 certification, which I did in October.
That's lovely.
And that and all my and I'll probably go for the second one, but that and all of my tuning in and spirit calling and all the members, like we talk at least once a week. I can't be on tonight, but I'll be on tomorrow morning. It's really nice to have the weekly connection. Um, and I just had a dream, and my dad was in it, and he has been telling me. He told me when he was alive that I should write a book. I'm a marketing writer by trade. I haven't done it in a long time, but like working full time. But he used to tell me that. And then after he died, I made a friend who turned out to be a psychic medium who told me I should write a book that my dad was telling me. And then I had a dream with him in it a couple of months ago. And he said, write a young adult story. It will be successful. And so I just finished that book yesterday. And it is a
Cool.
spiritual awakening story about with a
That's
young girl,
amazing.
a 15-year-old girl who is the protagonist. And it's about growth and all of these pieces of awakening and the world waking up. And
I can't
so
wait to buy it.
I'm so excited. I just talked to Pamela. I think I need to contact, I haven't been publishing in a while, but Hay House is on the top of the list unless I decide to self-publish. So
Yeah.
I've literally just finished it yesterday. It's really beautiful. I mean, I don't normally say that about
I
anything
can't
that I
wait.
do.
I'm so excited
Yeah,
to
it's
hear
really
more about it.
cool. And I'm excited to have a novel. It could be fantasy for some people, but I think it'll be really helpful for adolescents and kids going through this now, like to open them up to this world of what's happening.
I think it's great. Well, I want to share a little bit about where I am in my life because I have an 11 and an 8-year-old, and so my reality is very much involved in their lives and not going by the norm. We're homeschool. Actually, we're in a hybrid program where we're they're with other parents that are homeschoolers. But my daughter's reading some of these kind of more like open fantasy books, and I would really love for her to read something like that because she's obviously in various discussions on light levels about what this reality is and being open-minded and a critical thinker. And I'd love to share that with my
Oh,
family.
I'm so
Please.
happy to hear it because it's so crazy that my father did come in that he was very insistent. And the beginning of that dream, it actually starts the book is based on things that I've dreamt. I've been a vivid dreamer since I'm a kid. I could tell
Mm,
you dreams I've had. I remember in my dreams when I've dreamt of places before that I've never been to. And it's so interesting because a lot of this, I'll just wake up and I'm like, oh, I have another idea. And what I did this time, and I have to be fair, is I actually wrote it with ChatGPT. So I feel like it's sort of been channeled through that. And I was a
yeah,
little worried about it at first, but it's just sort of helped me with the structure.
it's
The
okay.
the
Yeah,
idea, it's pretty, I'm really excited about it.
I
So I
can't
feel
wait.
like, yeah, thank you,
You'd be great.
Danielle.
I could already tell that you'd be great under going through a hypnosis if you haven't done it. I can already tell you would have beautiful sessions. See, that's one thing I would love to get. Like if I know somebody, and I know you can't judge a book
Yeah.
by its cover, but I could already feel intuitively just what you sharing that you could get relaxed enough if you can remember your dreams like that. Just like the stories that would come through would probably be so fascinating. Sorry, Nicole, I'm going to get to you in a minute.
And
So
Mike, and Mike. Anyway, sorry,
we're going to go to
taking up
Mike.
all the time.
Do you have time, or should I go to Mike first and then come back to you?
I'm just kind of in and out to here, so I'm sure if I could be in the call time, I'll be distracted.
Okay, you're actually going in and out too of audio, so not sure if there's a
Okay.
connection.
I don't know.
There, that's
We got a
better.
lot going on.
That's
You
better.
have a lot
That's
going
better,
on. Well,
Nicole.
thank you for being here, Nicole. I know it's a lot for you when you're
course.
working.
Yeah, I'm here all the time every once in a while, and I can call me a community.
Yes, awesome. All right, Mike, tell us a little bit about how you found Spirit Calling and what's been going on.
Oh, well, for me, for Spirit Calling, I'll just revert back to, again, my younger years. It's like when I was a teenager, I used to just feel the trees and could like just talk to the trees. I didn't know what it was. And, at that time, whatever. And then I had my wonderful chasing a UFO around for 2 hours one night. Well, it was multiple UFOs. This is like 1980, me and a buddy of mine. And, knowing exactly what I saw and what I experienced, they wouldn't take us aboard. We were really disappointed, because we were trying anyway. So that started it back in the 80s. And then, so I knew about this, we're not the only ones. This has been going on for, years and years and eons, whatever. Anyway, and then later on in the early 2000s, my wife and I really became more awakened, if you will. And I was raised in the Catholic Church, and I did away with that in the 70s because I couldn't deal with the dogma and all the I'm not worthy, I'll be nice stuff that they would put out. But anyway, so my wife and I read, Dr. Brian Weiss's books, Many Lives, Many Masters. Started off with that, with his regression therapy and stuff. And then I read pretty much everything by him. Got into Jane Roberts, read Seth material, Seth Speaks, really just understood better how your thoughts create things. And this is, her channeling in the 70s, which was, crazy, insane for those times anyway. But and then for Spirit Calling, I've just, it was kind of funny how people coming in and out of your lives. But anyway, somebody I was dating, we ended up in Savannah, Georgia. I live in it outside of Atlanta, but I ended up in Savannah for a long weekend. And there were some readers there. And then there was also some tarot readers there too, but there was like a psychic, whatever. Anyway, and it just kind of like re-sparked me, reawakened me. And the further I got, then it was like, okay, let's see what we can look into. Yeah. And matter of fact, I was going to laugh because Mike's background, it reminds me of Dave Clements. David Clements.
Yeah,
David Clements. It's great because he's always sitting there with the stars and stuff behind him, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got into Pam Gregory and David Clements, and I found Pamela, and just been soaking everything in. And then when I saw that she was going to be at the Transcendence Conference out in San Diego, I said to my sister, I said, I had to go. And she said, you need to go. And so I did anyway. And that's when I met Pamela and the rest of the Spirit Calling group out there. And it's been just, it's family. It's like I said, I found my tribe. I found my peeps for sure.
That's so great. Thank you again for sharing.
And then real quick, one of my other favorites too, the household that I grew up in outside of Cincinnati, the last 4 digits of our phone number were 0444.
Is 4 your number? Do you have like a connection to 444?
Just, I was seeing it everywhere all the time, and then this is later on, early 2000s. And it's like, hello.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the synchronicity there, just, whatever, 20 or 30 years later, phone number ending in 0444. So
cool. I saw 111 today, and Nicole is a 11 girl, and I was doing lunch with my husband and my kids today, and I was like pulling up or out. I was texting him. It just happens to be 111. It's not by coincidence, but it's always like, we know that we're exactly where we need to be. And I love when we get those little messages. So I'm glad that you shared that too, because I think that's also something that kind of gets us to little like dial in a little bit more on like what are these ways of communicating, and it could be through light language, energy, numbers. I know sacred geometry is a big one for Nicole. Do any of you guys have, speaking of like kind of fine tuning, is there anybody that wants to share like part of what they've experienced that's really guide them through any of these kind of little synchronicities, should we say? I know Michael has plenty. Go ahead,
Well,
Cece, you go.
well, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You sure? I'm
Yeah.
also, I'm a 111 and 1111 girl. I have my mother, her birthday was 1111. So
I
getting
think
them
we talked the
before,
last time,
yeah,
you,
about,
Nicole and I,
yes. Yeah,
and your mother was
right,
still
right.
here with us
She was
when,
alive right now. And,
yes.
and literally 2 days before she passed, I was walking my dog and I saw this older woman and she was jogging and she looked like about 80, but she was training for a race. She was dressed in like 1980s running gear. And I don't know her. I live in a small town, but I don't know her. And she just looked at me and said, I'm training for my 111th race marathon.
No.
And I
Love
was
it.
like, weird. And then I didn't think about it, but my mom was in hospice and I get in the car and my sister's meeting me. And I said, Jackie, I just thought about it. This lady's training for her 111th race. And we knew my mom was dying because she was in hospice. And my sister said, look at the clock. It's 111. I mean, and that
Wow.
stuff's been happening. And then my dreams are really my guide, like in terms of writing the book, or I had a dream that my mom and I was going to see my mom and my dad with my husband. It was early on a Sunday morning. This is totally the dream, like 7 a.m. And we were going to travel out of the country and went to go see them. And my poor husband in real life, he's always had the unfortunate thing of finding them in compromising positions, like my mom in the bathroom with the door open, or I just, he took her once to get a COVID shot when I was going through breast cancer. We got her in and she's like, he takes her, he brings her in. He's like, I get a text, I'm never doing this again. And I'm like, uh-oh, what happened? So it's apparently she went in, she wasn't wearing a bra, and she just lifted her,
Oh
it
my
lifted her
God.
shirt with a million people there. And it's just really funny stuff. Like,
That is
so
funny.
in the dream, I say to him, I'm going to go into the house first. It's the house that they last lived in, and make sure everybody's dressed and everyone's good. And because it's early in the morning, and I go in, and the foyer is beautiful and white. It was an old Victorian house built in 1919, but the foyer is all white. And I see them coming down the steps, but my father is in a complete light body, like a light outline, almost like Da Vinci's, the man.
Yeah.
And then, but he's all lit from within, like a light body. And then my mother, I see a smaller person. I know it's my mother, and she's right behind him. And I decide after my mother died August 15th, and I went and decided that I was like, let me look. I write all my dreams down. I narrate them on my notes, and I saw the date. I was with my mother August 1st on a Friday. She went into the hospital August 2nd. I dreamt that August 1st, that night, August 1st into August 2nd. So my
Wow.
father was coming to get her, and she kept
Yeah.
saying in the nursing home that her husband was coming to take her home. She kept insisting, and now we know what she meant. But like those
That's
things,
so interesting how they can see like I hear that a lot for when people are in the hospice care. I mean, you guys may know more than I do, but I always hear people saying that they start to kind of open. They don't even know they have clothes on. That's probably one reason why she's throwing her clothes off, because she's free of
right?
this
No,
body, right?
she knew that was
She
5 years
knew,
ago.
maybe partly knew.
So,
But
yeah, they do. And I was meditating, and I have an old phone with messages, and I think the guys have heard this, but I have I have a house phone, like a landline. And so in my daughter's room, my daughter's married with a baby, but in her room, that's my sanctuary. I go and I listen to this. I hear beeping from the voicemail. I never listen to that. I haven't listened to that in years. The
mhm.
voice stuff has been full. And I said to my mother in my meditation, Mom, I'd love a message. So I'm just meditating and I keep hearing this beeping. And finally, it was annoying. And I finally look, I said, maybe the battery is out in this thing. It's just, So I look at it, but then I see the play button is flashing red, which it hasn't done in years. And I
Mm.
haven't listened to a message. And I pushed, I heard messages from 5 years ago. And the sixth one in was my mother, strong. Hi to my husband, Stacy and Harvey. I just want to hear your voices. I love you. I just want to say hi. Call me if you can. I have that. I had never heard that message. It was 5 years old.
Wow. That's
So I'm
so
just saying, like, they really do work. Like, if you're open,
oh yeah, I have a whole book with signs about like they're everywhere. And they're always communicating. And I think when you can really dial in and like kind of block out the nonsense, you can really get beautiful
yeah.
messages all the time. So
Yeah, that
that's
was amazing. That was amazing. She was healthy. I'm like, she's fine. She's totally
yay.
fine.
Oh, I'm glad that I'm just so happy that you're in the place that you're in and on a new chapter and anchoring what we need. We need lots of anchors.
Anchors.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right. Who wants else share about synchronicities? And I know somebody's waiting to share. I can feel it.
I'll jump in just real quick, kind of on Stacy's note. So my wife passed over 4 years ago in September anyway. And, I was here, she was in home hospice. I was here with her when she passed, whatever. But previous, I said, I don't care what you do, but just let me know once you've transitioned that everything is okay. And you guys, I mean, other folks here in the community probably heard me talk about this. So I was here with her on Friday night and she passed. And then Saturday, my neighbors took me out for dinner because I was sleeping with one eye open for like 2 weeks, just, trying to take care of her and function. Anyway, so I get home, and of course they overserved me wine at the Italian restaurant. Go figure. So I got home, and we sleep with a white noise machine. And again, I told Linda, I said, just whatever, if you want to blink the lights on, whatever you want to do, just send me a sign that everything's okay, that you're good. So I get ready to go to bed, and I've got this Brookstone white noise machine from 1996. It is still, I still use it every night. Anyway, so
That's
I turn
great.
it on. I push the button for rain. It rains for like 2 seconds and it shuts off.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, what's up with that? So I turned it back off, turned it back on, same thing, push the button, 2 seconds, rains for 2 seconds and it shuts off. I'm like, okay, well, I guess this thing's, on its last leg now too. So that was my first message. So I turned it back on and it worked fine ever since. Okay, that was message number one that I didn't really clearly understand at the time. 2 weeks later, we go to Ohio for her memorial ceremony, service. And I'm at my sister-in-law's house and I have the white noise app on my phone. And she did the same thing the night before her little, get together on Sunday at my sister-in-law's house. Turned it off twice and it's worked fine since. So anyway,
Wow.
yeah.
That's neat.
The little messages. I was next door right after she passed at Christmas time, like I said, September, and this is Christmas. And I was over raking my neighbor's leaves and she showed up there too. This little bird was like, no more than 3 feet from me and just kept hanging around. And how it is with birds.
Yeah. What kind of bird was it? Do you remember?
It was I got a picture of it. It was it looked like some kind of, I don't know, small white, little white on it, like some kind of, I don't know. I don't know.
I know sometimes like they'll come in as robins, female robins. It wasn't a robin.
No, but yeah.
But it was a small bird, and you felt the connection.
Oh yeah, because I mean I was literally within 3 feet of it, and I was just talking, and I was like, thank you for the visit. I needed this.
Yeah.
And then it would bop over, and then it would just come back and hang out again, and I'm like, okay, I got you. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Nicole, can you talk? Or are you working at the moment?
Yeah, I can talk for a few minutes.
Awesome.
Tell us about your duckies.
Oh my gosh, what do you want to know?
I don't know. They're just too cute.
Yes, I have one in here with me right now as she's finishing up her healing with her bumblefoot. I think we actually only have maybe one more week. She's finally on her way out. We got one fully healed, but now that it's getting cooler, it's definitely different for mainly the chickens, but the ducks love being outside in the cold, so it's kind of funny to see. But yeah,
I
they're
loved
doing
how you
really
gave
good
them a
otherwise.
bath the other day on posted that.
If they can, yes, they're so funny in the bath and they do the cutest sounds, the cutest movements. Yes, they just make my day. They're my babies.
Yeah, it's just so amazing to watch. I'm just like, yeah, they're just hanging out.
No, seriously, this one in here is the one that's imprinted on me. She's basically part human, I'm telling you. She's unlike all the other ducks. She'll just follow us around. She does what she wants. She's so funny. She knows everything that's going on.
That's great. That's great. I
Mhm.
know that you have a lot to do with it. Well, speaking of 111 and 111, I mean, you've basically created your mass meditations based on that. Would you say
Yeah.
what was the real, I guess, point of that number in particular, why you choose that continuously?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. So I really was getting into the numerology of numbers and just like the energies that the numbers carry, and more so that the numbers 11 and 22, but mainly 11, they are the master numbers of numerology. They are, they carry the information, they carry manifestation, they carry so much potential for so much, anything and everything. The potential is just so great with those numbers. So anything revolving around 11 and 22 specifically in numerology, those master numbers carry a much more like a momentum type of energy that's very exciting and moving. So when you do meditations on those days or do things that are aligned on those numbers or those times, you just get a little bit more amplification with that energy's boost too. So that was kind of why that all
Love it.
started there.
That's nice.
Yes.
I love it.
Mhm.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that.
My dad was actually born on the 22nd, not
Oh, really?
September. My mother was
Oh,
an
wow.
11 and
Yeah.
my dad was a 22. It was pretty,
Wow.
Wow, that's all of
yeah.
them.
Yeah, right?
What,
That's
speaking, does
amazing.
everyone know what their number is? Would anyone like to share what their numerology number or life path number is, I guess? I'm a
Mine's a
I'm
number,
on,
3.
you're
I think I'm a
three.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a four. Wait, I'm a two, four, two. Is it 26, four? Is that what they do? Where they do the four? Or no, I'm an eight. I'm a
8.
life path eight, but I'm a 26, eight, I think, or an eight,
So I
26.
guess in numerology, that makes you
mhm.
have 800 lives.
800
Yeah.
lives? Is that
Yeah.
Well,
really?
mine life
Yes.
past 9, so I guess I got the 9 lives.
900 lives.
I
Yeah.
didn't
That's
know
right.
that. So is that how they determine how many
Yeah.
lifetimes you've had?
You break it down to your life path and times it by 10. So I'm 300.
Oh,
My
what's
Interesting.
wife was,
interesting, you say
yeah.
that the 9 is when I did my birth chart and I had an incarnation reading. They said that I have 9 incarnations, 3 Syrian, 3 Pleiadian, and 3 Lyran. So that's again, 9
Hmm,
comes up a lot actually.
that's
3
interesting.
does too. So I have 3 and 9. So it's like a lot of
You
3
have
3 energy.
900 though, according to numerology. 900.
900.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
lifetimes.
Dude, that
I love, well,
lifetime.
I could say infinity because I have that. I had a podcast called The Conscious Broadcast, and
Infinity.
the infinity sign had come
I
through, and
love
it's
it.
number eight, and I just love it. I've always loved that number in general, but it's interesting that you say that because we were talking about our golden. Do you guys know about golden birthdays? Apparently, this is a thing that
Mhm.
happened.
I just
I
had
Golden
mine.
birthday.
think for the later generations. So the day that you're born, I was
Yeah.
born on February 4th, which is coming up. So
February
my
5th.
yeah. So our golden birthday is 4 and 5. So I am lucky to have my second golden birthday because I'm going to be 44.
Mm,
And
I
I
see.
keep
Yeah.
telling the kids, I'm like, I get a second one. They're like, well, wait, I'm 10. So I would have to be 1,010 years old to get my second golden birthday. So with,
Oh man.
our multiple reincarnations, that is totally doable, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be waiting a long time with 29.
Yeah, right. You'd have to wait 2,929
I
I'm
years.
had my
also
golden
29.
birthday 4 years
That's
Guess
ago,
right. You
what?
so
guys have the same birthday.
That's right.
yeah.
We're both Leos
Yep.
and we're both July,
Wait, but you're a
29th.
3 and she's a 9. Is it because of the way that the year works, the year you're born works out?
The
Yes.
year and year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild. That's so neat.
I'm super ancient. She's not.
Right there with
Super
you,
ancient.
Michael.
So, Michael,
Stacy and I are roughly the same age. Yeah.
We are. We're same year. Yeah.
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to say about you two, Michael,
Earth years.
and then we can change topic a little bit. But you were definitely saying threes have been kind of
Oh my goodness. Okay. I can say God, eh? I'm reading Sarah Bressman Cosmic books all year. And 3 or Thoth comes in all the time. And 333 for 3 years straight, literally 333
Mhm.
when my wife passed away that day, 333 on my odometer on my car. She sends groups of 3 birds. The year she died, when we're like putting her ashes down in the ocean, and 3 birds come swooping up over the 3 of us, my 2 daughters and myself. And then, yeah, see, the other one this week, it's been 22. Like I woke up at 2:20 this morning,
Mhm.
and I've been seeing 222
I did
all
the other
this
day
week.
too.
But here's the thing. I wake up last week to this. So something landed.
Oh,
And I look at the clock and it's 2:22, and I go, it sounded like something heavy landed beside me, like either a heavy angel or my dragon Thor, because I have supposedly a dragon. So it says,
I love it.
I
Are you
said,
the year of the dragon?
Year of the
We're the year
snake,
snake. We might do snake.
You're the snake.
1965.
I'm the year of the dog.
Yeah. So this is the year of the horse, right?
The
The
horse.
year of
Yeah,
the
they talk
dragon
about the
is
shedding, right? The
is
shedding.
is 24 and 64, right? So the year of dragon came in, then the year of the snake. So I'm the wood snake from
Okay.
65, right? So and yeah. So I'm sitting there beside the bed and I'm, kind of scared to go, well, I didn't feel anything negative. So I went back to said, obviously my higher spirits some doing some shenanigans again.
Do you have an
Always
elf on
fine
the
tuning
shelf
at
that
night.
didn't go back to Santa?
By the way, Mike, I was just going to say, right after I glanced before, I just caught 3:33 on the clock, just a little
See,
Oh,
jump.
yeah.
see, yeah,
I have
yeah.
33% on my phone charger right now.
See, there
Wow.
you go, eh?
I'm
That's
not
so
joking.
funny.
That's the
That's
way it
hilarious.
I
is.
have 73%.
That's great.
There's a
There's a
3 in
3 in
there. We're
there.
connected.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
So
like,
that
yep,
number has been a
reassurance.
driver for you for sure.
Well, 333. Well, actually, not three. Lately, the last year was 555, but right now it seems to be going 222.
It
But
does change for me yearly
the
too.
other number is for me is 57. Now, for the life of me, I don't know why am I attracted to 57. Then I discover, oh, I looked at my astrology,
It's 3.
and there's my astrology. There's lots of 29s and 57s in the coordinates in a lot of my the stars associated to me.
Mhm.
And 29 is all over the place in astrology. And 57 to me is just one off. Like I always put, okay, so wait a minute. The golden ratio is 1.618. So that's 1.618. You take the 11 over and subtract it from 5 and 8, it becomes 57.
Mm.
So that's,
And
I don't know, for
5
some
and
reason that resonates.
7
Yeah,
equals 12, and 1 and 2 is 3 again. So
exactly.
you're
There you
always
go.
you're always Fibonacci.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's toroid.
exactly.
Come on.
It's awesome.
Fibonacci, that's right. We're
It
always
just circles
fractals,
its
right?
way back. It's always
Yep.
it's a loop.
So I think hurricanes, is it based on the Fibonacci
Mm-hmm.
sequence, the
Is it?
hurricanes? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Yeah.
golden
And
really?
like
ratio.
sunflowers, nature's is Fibonacci.
Seashells, yeah, everything.
Our body shape is Fibonacci. The way
Hmm.
our shapes of our body
There's
is. Yeah. Yeah.
What am I
there's
looking
a
at?
lot.
What did you just show us?
It's the
Fibonacci, see,
Oh,
spiral.
the spiral.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's spirals
Yeah.
that show up everywhere.
I got
Mm.
one more synchronicity I want to tell you.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
So 2 days ago, it'll be the 20th. Oh, what was the 20th? The 20, Jan 20th. Okay.
So,
I'm actually reading Robert Evergrant's what's it called? Uh um, Polymath, right? So I'm like 20, 30, 40 pages into it. So I get the urge to read. I left it for a couple of days not reading it. So the day on the 20th, I'm reading it. I'm reading about doubling the cube,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So then went to Gaia's it's called um there was an event called Ask Me Anything. So the first guest they had on the 20th was Robert Evergrant. And the next one they're doing next month is with Regina Merida. So he's asking, it's live. So this is like 4 Eastern. He's live and he's asking people throughout the world their questions. And one question that what came up, the answer involved doubling the cube. The same thing I read that morning.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a
That's
freaked me out.
neat.
I'm
That
not a
is
big
so
fan. I'm
wild.
not a big fan of Robert F. Grant because if you look at my human design is like his human design is the inverse of mine, and we share one common um the spleen or whatever the spleen part. But his human design sort of like is like the flip opposite of mine. It says, is that supposed to be of significance? I don't know. Is that supposed to be weird? It's kind of weird, but you know.
Yeah,
But
that's so
anyway,
neat.
yeah,
I really like that.
yeah.
I've
It
also
is.
been having connections to the doubling the cube too. And when you
There
were
you go.
asking about synchronicities and things that guide you, it's 144 right now. It is
Oh, three, four,
things like
four here.
that, what that will come up and repeat
Four,
again.
four, four for you?
Yes,
Is
yeah.
it 444 for you, Michael?
Yep. Should be.
Yes, it's for my time right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. See, look at
Yeah.
See,
that.
it's those
It's
kinds of
so crazy that
things.
you guys said cubes.
Yes.
This isn't cube squared or anything like that, but
12
so
times 12.
like I was mentioning earlier, we're part of a school that is among other homeschoolers, and Brian and I teach. I mostly support. I'm not gifted like my husband Brian is, but we've been teaching physical education, and actually a teacher recently left. And so they were thinking of like, well, who could be musically inclined and artistic and all these, and of course that's Brian. So they're like, would you mind just continuing to teach other things during that hour instead of just gym? So he's like, yeah, he's like, we'll do shapes on Tuesday. So he's like, we just need pen or paper, pencils, and whatnot. And so he's teaching the kids about, various shapes. And we go into the cube.
Awesome.
He teaches the kids how to draw a cube. But it's just like the randomest thing that you guys talked about cubes because, we're not really making cubes. And today we went to lunch and we were drawing on the back of the placemats, and my son drew his three-dimensional cube and his other
See, that's
three-dimensional
synchronicity.
S's. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what are the chances of us all talking about a cube? We could have been talking
Yeah.
about something else. But he just so happened to be picking shapes to do, and one that they were focused on. He was talking about vanishing point and the shading and all that stuff. But it was really fascinating that all this kind of like ties together, and it's stuff that really matters, like stuff that we can think further about, even if it's something simple, right? Obviously, mathematics in that sense isn't necessarily simple, but rather than continuing to have the outside noise, right? Like, wouldn't it be nice to sit down and talk to people like your neighbor about this?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
like,
What a concept, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's what's happening is an example of flow. So
yeah,
this year, I think this year is more about flow and things flowing naturally without any effort. We just sort of like attract people and then move with other people.
yeah.
Synchronicity, synchronicity. I'm trying to think of the word. And synchronicity.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, without any effort. Um, so
Yes.
yeah, so
And Brian said the same thing. He's like, I'm in like flow state right now. And he's like, yeah, we sold our
there you
business, by
go.
the way. Yeah, it's so crazy. Like all this happening, but we sold our business to one of our clients. So we had a fitness business. I think you may all know that.
Mhm.
And I was very part-time, but it still required a lot of my energy. And a lot of it was taking away like his freedom. It almost like was attaching him in a way.
Wasn't he supposed to be coming to Atlanta?
He is. He
Well,
is. Oh,
if
yeah. So let me tell you about that.
yeah,
So,
so
I have to
if
call a
he needs a
patient real
hookup,
quick. Sorry.
go ahead.
so, so we are going to Atlanta. I'm actually playing in a pickleball tournament
Oh, good for you.
next week. And Roswell, are you close?
I'm in Roswell.
Yeah, so we'll be there. He
You
did not
guys
get.
have a place to stay?
We do. We're staying at the Double Tree. It's real close,
Okay,
but we
okay,
should
because
definitely catch up in the physical if we can.
I've got all kinds of room here, whatever.
Oh, that I wish I would have known that, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, it's
But
fine,
I'm so
Danielle.
glad you remembered. But he was getting an opportunity to work on possibly the Chad Powers too, but it didn't end up working out. And I'm not going to go in the details. It financially didn't, work out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, So, but he's now coming with me anyway to support me on this uh, tournament.
So when are you going to be here?
I'm going to be flying in on Wednesday, but there's this big storm, so
Well, that'll be melted by Wednesday.
I hope
So,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be Wednesday through Sunday, and I played Thursday and Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
I'm going to digress a little bit. Michael
sure.
mentioned Regina Meredith, and you're
Yeah,
talking about the kids. I'm just, this is what we should be teaching children. Regina Meredith
I
was
love
on
her.
was on Wisdom from North. This has been a little while back, but she gave the best synopsis I've ever heard of the history of humanity. It
Hmm.
is freaking unbelievable. I don't know
Really?
if anybody else had heard it, but it was just awesome. It was just so detailed. And it's like, then this happened, and this, and then this. And anyway, yeah. So
Can you share that? I would like to
I'll have
watch
to,
that.
yeah, let me go. I'll have to go dig for it a little bit. And that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah. And I've read, her and Lee
If
Harris.
anybody doesn't know who Regina Meredith is, you should look it up because she's an awesome individual.
So
Like
she's one
she's,
reason why I wanted to start my own
yeah,
podcast because she was just
yeah,
so good at being the interviewer. She was great, but I know before that she was like a sports broadcaster for years.
yeah. She was a broadcaster back in the 80s, and she's been speaking to her angels and stuff, or
Yeah.
spirit team, and she knows a lot about like she did the Z's, that book with the
Yes.
Yeah,
Z's.
that's what I
I
said.
like him a
Yeah,
lot.
The future
yeah,
healing with Lee Harris and the
Lee
Z.
yeah,
Harris is great.
yeah,
I think that Pamela saw Lee Harris about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and that's when she started really diving
yeah,
into
yeah,
her channeling.
yeah. So yeah, everybody's connected that way. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I don't know what I have nothing else to say. You can continue on.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, we talked about Atlanta. That's so funny. But since which everything was kind of like I don't know why, even though it's not the technical end of the year, right? I don't know what you guys believe, like
The
April
Chinese
starts
New
to yeah, right.
Year is technically the beginning of the year. I think is according to tradition, before patriarch and
Right.
took over and skewed everything, is
Yeah,
spring, like
right.
in March, and then Chinese are in February, but it's spring is actually supposed to be the real beginning of the year
Absolutely
when
right.
the earth comes back to life, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yes.
yeah,
But
yeah.
for some reason it did feel like this year. I'm writing down your number, Mike, so we can
Okay,
touch
cool.
base.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll yell at Dina too, because she's close.
Okay, cool. Because there'll be some downtime that we have. It'll be really cool to meet you
Cool.
guys.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought, Michael.
You're multitasking.
Yes. That's my train of thought. What were we
Oh,
just saying?
I was talking about the true beginning of the
Oh
year.
yeah, the true beginning of the
Yeah.
year.
So
Yes.
like 12 is not the true
Right.
months. There's supposed to be 13 months of the year
Hmm.
synchronized to the moon, which is women's cycles are synchronized to the true rhythms of the year.
Yes.
And they try to break the true rhythms of nature for the past 2 or 3 since the last era of Pisces, whatever, the past 12,000 years of patriarchy. There's positive uh, male energy and negative male energy. So it's not unsafe to say that most of our past 12,000 years has been glorifying negative male energy, right?
Mm. Right.
So, and they've been doing everything they could because the female side is all about rhythms and natural following the nature. And so like personally, I'm uh, like I have feminine, uh, like there's yin and yang, there's male and female
Hmm.
in each body. So, but my past reflects a strong feminine side, not sexually, but as in feminine energy, right?
Hmm.
So, and just like everybody else. So, but right now the whole Aquarius thing is going into more divine feminine, and it's a necessary adjustment because the divine masculine or has become uh not simpatico or not very the earth doesn't like it, right?
Yeah.
So um so Where am I going with this? I don't know.
I
I'm
well,
just saying that
well,
what
I
yeah,
feel
what
I feel you.
yeah,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that anything that would favor the divine feminine over the past 12,000 years has been broken and skewed. And the Bible is like that too. They took out all the parts that would put divine feminine
Thank you,
as equal to
Cece.
divine masculine.
Yep.
And this is, uh, there's like 81 parts to the Bible, and 15 or so are taken out of the Book of Enoch, for example. And there's lots of, and reincarnation was taken out of the Bible. And if people stopped tinkering with it, it'd be more close to
Yeah,
reality with what we're reading in the Bible. But it's not. It's a skewed perspective from a male perspective over the past at least 2,000 years, right?
absolutely.
So
What I was saying too about this year ending, even though it wasn't the
yeah.
true year ending, I did feel like it was like a closure of chapter. And then, when Brian was kind of free, he has a very strong impact in our family. He's a manifester. He's just got a very strong presence, and we work really well in tandem because I'm a generator. So like we
Oh yeah, yeah.
have our
So
own
he's
role.
when you say manifestor, people may not understand what you mean by that.
Yeah,
Divine human design. So I'm a manifestor, 5-1.
yeah. He is a
Now,
manifester. I have it written down. He's a investigative um optimist. Which one's that?
yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, I get intuition from I, I get my direction through intuition.
Yeah.
And here I am most of my life suppressing intuition from like
Hmm.
20 to like
Hmm.
45 or 50. And
Hmm.
it's no wonder that I have a problem with my thyroid back in 2007 because I'm suppressing my voice,
Really?
right? And my intuition. And only when I start to respect my intuition and over the past several years that, my health gets a little bit more stable. Uh, you have to respect your body. Um, your body knows what's going on and you have to listen. And it is trapped energy in your body. That's all that's causing the
Yeah.
issues
Yeah.
because we're all just hard light. We're
Yeah.
light beings, right?
Absolutely.
So it's just a matter of using frequencies, light and sound frequencies to mitigate or to unleash those that hard light or that extra that trauma is basically uh, out of tune frequencies in your body. And
Hmm.
to me, that's what's so frustrating. He says, well, if I have this chronic illness, if I just get the right frequency, am I able to cure it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so, so anyway,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
so so to your point, because I want to talk about that too. So when we finished that chapter, it seemed that the flow state started happening for him, and with mine, design really being the mirror. I didn't realize like what was my purpose, what's my role, especially when I was doing QHHT. I never felt like the healer. That was definitely not my role. But I was really great at creating space. And I realized now that that space was for people to see for themselves what they needed to hear. And sometimes people are the mirror for me. And so this is like all new discovery that I guess I didn't really quite understand before. I know, Michael, you've probably done a lot more on this, but Brian's human design is like exactly who he is. Like he really isn't someone who should be running a business and doing the same thing over and over and over and over. He
Well,
can't.
if you notice from human design, it also dovetails into your numerology, your
Yeah.
astrology, your gene codes, your galactic astrology. It all intertwines. That's why I discovered in 24 and 25. But I was talking about frequencies and Nicole, that's what she does. She uses frequencies to heal
Hmm.
people. So
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
yeah,
so-
yeah.
I'm more present now. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's okay. I'm glad that you could come back in and out. What does
Yeah, I
anybody
like
else?
the conversation I'm hearing for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, we thought for a while Nicole was a manifestor, but you're a projector, right?
Yes.
And my son's a projector, and it explains a lot. Like now I know how to better support him, or understand a little bit about like he needs an invitation. Like it's exactly who he is. If he's not invited, then he's coming crashing in and breaking up people's tea parties and getting all bitter. And I'm like, what is happening? And he just wants to be included, like just to give me the invite, but it has to be the right invitation. So I'm really fascinated by the whole thing. I don't know. How about you, Mike? Do you know what your, we'll have to find out.
I don't know. I have no clue.
We sparked his interest now.
It's really,
The
really
big
interesting.
thing that I learned about mine was that it reassured or reaffirmed something that I was doing that I didn't know was part of my thing for me, if that makes sense. So I learned
Yeah.
that by my heart and head conversations, I would talk to myself, reenact situations, or like talk through a scenario, my head and heart. And then whatever like felt the best is kind of what I settle on. And that's going to be like how I do it, the thing, or how I carry out my interaction. Like that's what I learned in my chart, that my head and heart have this loop communication and like an infinity, and they
Yeah.
do have this communication, but that's my how I decipher things. For Danielle, it's her gut reaction. So it's like different for everybody. But to know that I wasn't just like crazy in my head all the time, and that's actually how I decipher decisions in my life, that was like, wow, I'm already actually mastering that. That's actually cool to know, you know?
Yeah,
So that was cool for
absolutely.
me.
Well, and I feel like kind of like we were talking about anchoring, like and something this is I'm still studying this. I would say I'm a very amateur at human design, but I bought a specific book to really understand the channel connections and stuff like that. And I haven't really gotten there yet, but really learning how to best communicate with other types in my life has been very helpful, because you know how someone responds, like the whole manifestors get angry, which is in my household is true. Like they don't really like to inform. He doesn't like to inform, and I like to be
I'll
informed, almost
verify that.
over. I like to be overly informed, and like I'll overly inform him, and that will frustrate him and get him angry. So it was really fat. It was really interesting to kind of know, like, and try to be able to better communicate. And for him to even say, okay, I need to not be frustrated. If I give information, they won't be upset. And it's the truth. I mean, I get it because they're already off to what they're doing. They don't, you're doing your thing and you're on your journey, and you don't need someone slowing you down because we have questions. Open or not open-ended questions. You have to ask very specific questions, or else you will not get the answer. Is that true to you? Because if you ask,
For the manifester?
oh yeah, like you can't ask yes or no questions, at least to
Oh,
my husband Brian.
no.
No.
So he's a manifester. Yes, right.
He is a
Yeah.
manifestor. No, he will
Yeah.
give you the least amount of information, like 100%. Like
That's
he,
also being a male.
I know. He's like, he tells
In
me,
in this incarnation, yes.
we laugh because I'm the
The
overshare.
combination.
Yeah, I'm the overshare. He's the undershare. We just crack up because everyone's like, we're the perfect
That's
couple
so funny.
because
Yin
That's
yang.
that's the way my wife and I were. Yeah. I
yeah,
was the overshare and she was the quiet one.
really. So you were more like, well, we're the Aquarians. We're the ones that are way out there,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, doing
I'm
things,
ready to find that UFO. Whenever you're ready, let's go.
pushing the envelope, always breaking the rules. By the way, I have ladybugs everywhere in my house.
Me too. I too.
They're just everywhere. They're just
Yeah.
Good luck.
Do they come this time of year for you all the
it,
time?
it seems like they come every year at this time. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they're just, I'm looking at one in the window right now and it's like,
I wonder how they lay their eggs and then they just maybe they like hatch at this time. Does anybody know?
I guess, and it just seems kind of it what does and Danielle, it doesn't make sense because it's January.
Winter. I know.
It's January. It's
We
like,
get
guys, I can put you outside, but that's not a good environment. I can leave you in here. It's not a good environment, you know?
I just don't even know how they make it because they're always in like my daughter's room and she's on the third floor, and we get them all over the windowsill. We used to have cats and the cats would eat the ladybugs. I felt kind of bad, but it was what it is. But we don't have cats anymore. They passed on. But I'm just like,
Probably from eating ladybugs.
right, what do they eat though? What do they eat? Ladybugs eat in
I don't know.
January in
I
our
don't know.
houses.
It was interesting because I put a little drop of water on my hand and I picked one up and just put them by the water, and it seemed like they was like, oh yeah, I'll have a drink.
Oh, that's nice.
That's funny that you said that though, because that's something that I've always wondered, and not in any other house have I ever had ladybugs other than this
Yeah,
house.
me either. And I've been in this house for 30 years, but it's like I mean, they're everywhere. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Maybe they're attracted to your vibration.
Yeah.
Maybe Maybe your vibration's gone up and they're attracted to you.
But that's
Mhm.
so funny that you say that because we
Yeah.
get them every year in the wintertime. And I'm thinking, I don't know where they're coming from.
And where are you at? Where are you at, Danielle?
I'm in New Jersey. I'm
Okay.
in like
Okay.
right at like 10 minutes outside of Philadelphia, but on
Okay.
New
Gotcha.
Jersey.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. You
Wow.
guys are the best. I love talking to you. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
It's already over, and I feel like I know we're meeting again later on tonight. Maybe I'll be able to get to jump on, but thank you for remembering about Atlanta, and I will
Yeah.
definitely, touch
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
be
Like I
lovely
said,
to catch up if we can.
yeah, it'd be great. And I'll reach out to Dina to see if hopefully she might be available. Her
That's
and I have never.
crazy. Dina's in Georgia.
That would be
Is she
cool.
close by?
I think she's like 10 minutes from me, but we've
I'm
never
I'm
met.
gonna have to meet you guys. I'm
Wow.
gonna have to go
You guys are
somewhere.
close.
I know.
We met in San Diego, and she lives, like I said, I belong to a golf course up here, and I could drive by the road that she lives on up the street. So anyway,
That's so
Wow,
neat.
that's crazy.
crazy, crazy.
Awesome. Awesome. Well,
Thanks for
thanks.
holding down the light in that space.
Absolutely. Keep
Anytime.
rising up, keep rising that vibration. But thanks again for just always bringing something great to the podcast meeting. And for anyone who was watching this, if you're interested in a group that has these really interesting conversations, and they have many outside of this one, come check out spiritjustcalling.com, and we'll see you guys next month in February. Can you believe it?
Hi, everyone.
Crazy.
I
Bye,
can't believe
everybody.
that February. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
See you in February.
All right. See you in
See you guys.
February. Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.
Bye.